Did you know that many of the foods you eat every day may be accelerating the degeneration of your joints and shortening your life and longevity? What if I told you that most people are making serious dietary mistakes without even realizing it? In today's video, I will reveal the invisible villains that are destroying your joints and causing a premature end to your health and longevity, and best of all, how you can easily avoid them. Get ready for a groundbreaking analysis that will challenge everything you know about nutrition, longevity, and joint health. You will discover the shocking truth behind foods that seem harmless but are actually undermining your well-being. Stay until the end to learn how to put an end to this dangerous cycle and achieve a longer, healthier life. Have you ever experienced unexplained joint pain or constant fatigue? Then, this video is the key to the change you need. Don't waste any time and come discover how to protect your joints, prolong your life, and live better. Joint degeneration is a progressive process that involves the wear and tear and destruction of joints, leading to chronic pain, stiffness, and loss of mobility. This can drastically affect quality of life, making simple daily tasks, like walking or climbing stairs, extremely difficult. Diet plays a crucial role in joint health and longevity. Some common foods in our diet can increase inflammation in the body, accelerating the joint degeneration process and shortening life. Additionally, these foods can contribute to weight gain and other chronic conditions that negatively impact longevity. In today's video, we will uncover which foods are harmful and, more importantly, how to avoid them to protect your joints and ensure a longer, healthier life. List of dangerous foods. Processed foods. An example of a processed food that is not commonly known to be harmful but is widely consumed is sliced turkey breast. Many people, especially the elderly, choose this type of deli meat believing it to be a healthy option for sandwiches and salads. However, sliced turkey breast contains high levels of sodium, preservatives, and nitrates, which are used to prolong the product's shelf life. These compounds can cause inflammation in the body, directly affecting the joints. The nitrates present in sliced turkey breast can convert into nitrosamines in the body, substances that have been associated with an increased risk of chronic inflammation. Additionally, the high sodium content can lead to fluid retention, which increases pressure on the joints, worsening issues like arthritis. Regular consumption of this type of processed food can, therefore, accelerate joint degeneration. Besides affecting the joints, the consumption of processed foods like sliced turkey breast can have a significant impact on longevity. Excessive sodium and preservatives are associated with a higher risk of cardiovascular diseases and hypertension, conditions that reduce life expectancy. Studies show that diets rich in processed foods can lead to premature aging and a higher incidence of chronic diseases. Many elderly people consume sliced turkey breast thinking it is a practical and healthy choice, but end up ingesting substances that compromise joint health and longevity. In the long run, continuous consumption of these products can lead to greater joint wear, pain, and mobility difficulties, affecting quality of life. To protect your joints and promote a longer and healthier life, it is important to opt for less processed and nutrient-rich alternatives, such as fresh meats and homemade preparations. Refined sugars. Another food that is not commonly associated with joint problems but is widely consumed is ready-made salad dressings. Often, these products contain a significant amount of refined sugars, added to improve flavor and increase the product's acceptance. Dressings like honey mustard or ranch can contain as much sugar as a can of soda. Excessive consumption of refined sugars contributes to systemic inflammation, a key factor in joint degeneration. Sugar increases the production of inflammatory cytokines, substances that worsen inflammation in the joints. Additionally, regular consumption of foods rich in refined sugars is linked to an increased risk of obesity and diabetes, conditions that further burden the joints and reduce longevity. For those in their senior years, who may be more susceptible to these conditions, the impact of refined sugars is even more significant. Replacing ready-made dressings with homemade versions or lower sugar options can make a big difference in joint health and longevity. Studies indicate that diets rich in refined sugars are associated with a higher risk of early mortality due to chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular diseases. Therefore, paying attention to labels and avoiding ready-made dressings full of refined sugars is an important step to reduce inflammation, protect joints, and promote a longer, healthier life. Simple carbohydrates. A food that many people, especially the elderly, consume regularly without realizing the negative impact is white bread toast. While many opt for toast because it is easy to digest and prepare, it is made from simple carbohydrates that have little nutritional value and can be harmful to joint health. Simple carbohydrates, like those found in white bread, are quickly converted into glucose in the body, leading to spikes in blood sugar and subsequent insulin release. This process can promote chronic inflammation, negatively affecting the joints. Additionally, diets high in simple carbohydrates are associated with weight gain, which increases pressure on the joints and accelerates joint degeneration. Regularly consuming white bread toast can, therefore, contribute to inflammation and joint wear, reducing quality of life and longevity. Seniors and those approaching their senior years should consider alternatives like whole grain bread or whole grain options, which have a lower glycemic index and offer more nutrients. Excessive consumption of simple carbohydrates is linked to an increased risk of chronic diseases, such as type 2 diabetes and heart disease, which are significant factors in reducing longevity. Making this simple swap can help control blood sugar levels, reduce inflammation, and protect joints in the long term, promoting a healthier and longer life. Studies show that balanced diets with a low glycemic index can improve life expectancy and reduce the incidence of chronic diseases. Trans fats. Trans fats, present in many of the foods we consume daily, are extremely harmful to joint health and longevity. A lesser-known example is margarine. Although many people, especially the elderly, use it as an alternative to butter, believing it to be a healthier option, margarine often contains trans fats, which are used to solidify vegetable oils. Trans fats are known to raise levels of bad cholesterol, LDL, and lower levels of good cholesterol, HDL, contributing to inflammation and heart disease. The inflammation resulting from trans fats can exacerbate joint degeneration, worsening conditions like arthritis. Additionally, the consumption of trans fats is associated with an increased risk of chronic diseases that affect longevity. For those in their senior years, replacing margarine with healthier options like olive oil or clarified butter, ghee, can significantly reduce the intake of trans fats. These alternatives are not only better for cardiovascular health, but also help reduce systemic inflammation, protecting the joints. Regular consumption of trans fats is linked to a higher risk of early mortality due to diseases such as type 2 diabetes and coronary diseases. Therefore, eliminating margarine and other sources of trans fats from the diet is crucial to maintaining healthy joints and promoting a longer, better quality life. Studies suggest that reducing trans fats in the diet can increase life expectancy and reduce the risk of chronic diseases. Alcoholic and sugary beverages. Alcoholic and sugary beverages, often consumed routinely, are extremely harmful to joint health and longevity. An example that many people do not associate with these problems is the consumption of certain packaged juices. These juices, often chosen by the elderly for convenience and taste, can contain large amounts of sugar and additives. Regular consumption of sugary beverages, such as packaged juices, can lead to blood sugar spikes and systemic inflammation, negatively affecting the joints. Additionally, the high sugar content can contribute to the development of obesity and diabetes, conditions that further burden the joints. In the case of alcoholic beverages, excessive consumption can lead to dehydration, aggravating joint stiffness and pain. To protect joint health and promote longevity, it is essential to limit the consumption of packaged juices and alcoholic beverages. Opting for natural juices without added sugar or simply increasing water intake can make a big difference. Additionally, moderating alcohol consumption is crucial to avoid dehydration and joint damage. Studies indicate that excessive consumption of alcoholic and sugary beverages is associated with a higher risk of early mortality due to diseases such as type 2 diabetes and liver diseases. Adopting these simple changes can help reduce inflammation, protect the joints, and promote a healthier, longer life. Moderation in the consumption of these beverages is an important preventive measure to increase life expectancy and improve quality of life. Studies and scientific evidence. Recent scientific studies have shown a clear correlation between the consumption of certain foods and joint degeneration, as well as a significant reduction in longevity. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition revealed that regular consumption of processed foods, rich in sodium and preservatives, is associated with an increase in systemic inflammation and the risk of chronic diseases such as arthritis and heart disease. These foods not only affect the joints but also contribute to a decrease in life expectancy due to their negative impact on the cardiovascular system. Another research conducted by the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health highlighted the effects of refined sugars on joint health and longevity. The study found that individuals who consumed high levels of refined sugars, present in many ready-made sauces and processed foods, had higher levels of inflammatory markers in their blood. This chronic inflammation is directly linked to joint degeneration and the development of conditions such as osteoarthritis. Additionally, the research indicated a correlation between the consumption of refined sugars and an increase in early mortality due to metabolic and cardiovascular diseases. Regarding simple carbohydrates, a study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that diets high in simple carbohydrates, such as white bread, are associated with a higher risk of chronic inflammation and weight gain. These factors contribute to joint degeneration, especially in elderly populations. The study also suggested that replacing simple carbohydrates with whole grain options can significantly reduce inflammation levels and improve longevity. This research reinforces the importance of healthy dietary choices for maintaining joint and overall health. Finally, a study by the American Heart Association on trans fats in sugary beverages highlighted the impact of these substances on joint health and longevity. The research found that the consumption of trans fats, common in margarine and fried foods, is strongly linked to an increase in inflammation and the risk of heart disease, which are critical factors in reducing life expectancy. Additionally, excessive consumption of sugary beverages was associated with a higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes and other metabolic diseases, which can accelerate joint degeneration and decrease longevity. These studies provide compelling evidence on the importance of avoiding harmful foods and adopting a healthy diet to protect joints and promote a long, healthy life. How to avoid these foods? Practical tips. Avoiding foods harmful to joint health and longevity may seem challenging, but with some smart substitutions, you can make a big difference. For example, swap refined sugars for natural options like honey, maple syrup, or fresh fruits. These substitutes are not only healthier, but also contain additional nutrients that benefit the body. For simple carbohydrates like white bread and refined pasta, opt for whole grain versions. Whole grain products are rich in fiber and have a lower glycemic index, helping to control blood sugar levels and reduce inflammation. Meal planning and label reading. Planning your meals in advance and learning to read food labels are crucial steps in avoiding harmful ingredients. When planning your meals, include a variety of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. This not only ensures a balanced diet, but also helps avoid the temptation of processed and sugary foods. When shopping, pay attention to food labels. Avoid products with a long list of ingredients, especially those containing preservatives, added sugars, and trans fats. Look for organic and minimally processed products to ensure healthier eating. Shopping tips. Shopping smartly can help avoid common food pitfalls. Start by shopping the perimeter of the supermarket, where you find fruits, vegetables, fresh meats, and dairy products. These foods are generally less processed and more nutritious. Avoid the central aisles, which are often filled with processed and packaged foods. Make a shopping list in advance and avoid shopping when you are hungry, as this can lead to impulsive and less healthy choices. Additionally, consider visiting local farmers markets, where you can find fresh and organic products at affordable prices. By following these tips, you can ensure your shopping is healthy and your diet contributes to joint protection and a long, active life. To recap, we discussed how processed foods, refined sugars, simple carbohydrates, trans fats, and sugary and alcoholic beverages can accelerate joint degeneration and reduce longevity. In contrast, healthy substitutions like natural sugars, whole grain carbohydrates, and the elimination of trans fats can make a big difference to your health. Changing your diet can transform your joint health and extend your life. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start today. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell for more tips on how to live a long and healthy life.